Today I'd like to walk you through the music library feature that's been added to Rank 1. This feature is turned on at the district level as well as at the individual user level. Those user level settings can be found under the admin and users data section. Once turned on, music library can be found under the inventory tab in music library or music library import. When you select the music library and come here for the first time, you're not going to have any data, of course. And so you'll have two options, one of which is to import the data, which we'll go over momentarily, and then also the ability to add a composition individually. If I select Add Composition, you'll be prompted to provide the information here on the screen. There are 4 sections that are required data before you can add to the library. Of course, there are optional fields as well as numerous tabs that you can select to provide more information. For Texas users, we do also have a direct link to the UIL PML database that's available that can help you find that information more readily available. One thing that I would like to highlight, especially on the catalog tag, is the ability to upload files. So in the event that you have maybe a PDF copy of the sheet music or something like that, you do have the ability to upload those files and associate it with the composition that's being added to the database. If we continue moving forward, there's a loan section with notes. So if you would like to keep track of any note information, but with regards to lending, if that's lent out to a student or possibly to another program or another campus, you have the ability to do that. And then also on the history tab, this is the performance history. So you have the ability to specify a date both in the past as well as in the future to document performance history information for, again, this specific composition. I'll close out of that. We'll quickly go through the importation side of things, and then I'll return back here just to talk about more of the features and functionality. So if we choose to import, we can select this button here that says import, or also the music library import button here at the bottom of this tab. They will both take us to the same place. Once we're here, I would encourage everybody, especially if it's your first time, to click on the Click Here link. This will prompt you for information regarding the importation of data, specifically with regards to formatting and helpful tips. There are also a blank template with the correct headers, and then also an example file, should you want to mimic yours along an example, that are available for your download as well. Once you've formatted everything correctly, you'd return here, click on Browse, find that file, upload it. If successful, it will give you a preview of the information before your final submission and adding it to the database. In the event that there is a problem with the file, you should receive error prompts indicating what the issue or issues are related to that file, helping you resolve those and get the file corrected and then successfully imported into the system. I've gone ahead and done that, which is how we have these records here. I do want to point out that you have a number of filtering options that are available. So starting up here at the top, if you have multiple campuses, you'll have the ability to click on the dropdown and select your campus location. Similarly with the voice and instrumentation, these are pulling from records directly inside of the composition themselves, and so I'll point out that in just a moment. And then you also have a search field, which, as you can see, searches the name, a tag, and also a library code. So if I type in something like Volta here, then you'll notice that it will get rid of all the records with the exception of the search parameter that I'm looking for. I can hit this reset button and it will reset these 3 parameters up here at the top, returning me back to my default view. Starting over here on the left, we have the filters columns option that will indicate what does or potentially does not appear in your column headers up here. So if I make that selection, you can see that there are a total of 22 options here, 15 of which can be selected at any one given time. If you just select a small number of them and click on apply, you'll notice that that information gets significantly smaller. And then I can return here, reset that selection back to the standard default settings. You do also have the ability to click on the title themselves, or on the, I should say, on the header itself, and it will give you a form of alphabetical ordering here, or numerical ordering, depending on what the header is itself. You also will notice that there's a favorites option that's available as well. So that would indicate the little heart symbol here. This is just a very quick way to filter out results for what you are favoriting and thus looking for most often. You can see I'm deselecting those, and of course they're being removed. If I deselect the favorite option here, we go back to our standard view. One of the other things that I'd like to mention is the blue pencil here. This does give you the ability to edit an existing record. So if we click on that, you'll notice that it will pull up the information. Again, I can make selections here. I can customize different things, click on update, and then that information will be updated in the system. I'll give a quick example on the PDF. So if I select this PDF, this is something that I uploaded previously, it would give me the ability to view that and of course download it. I can also remove that by just selecting this X here. I also spoke earlier about the ability to maintain notes under the loan section, and then also under the performance history, you can see that I previously performed this at a state competition, and if I need to, I could click on that and remove that. I'll go ahead and disregard those changes. We discussed the heart as it relates to the favorites tab. The very last item here is, of course, the trash can, which does give you the ability to remove that record. There is an error prompt letting you know that this feature cannot be undone once you select yes here. So in this case, I'm going to select no just to keep it. But do know that, again, you can delete items from the database if you choose to do so. And then the very last feature that I'd like to point out to you today is down here at the very bottom where it says Music Library Report. You do have the ability to export these records in an Excel file, which is this .xls, and then also a PDF file as well.